All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, fantastic. Hey, everybody, good morning. I really appreciate you all being here. It is Wednesday, October 21st, and I want to welcome you to the Webinar Power Hour with Joel Erway. We are joined here today by Steve Wiltshire and Amy Salona, and Joel will be critiquing their presentation. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Again, I do apologize for being a few minutes late. We had some difficulties here with calling in and whatnot. So let me go ahead and pass it over to Steve, and Joel, you can take it away.
Awesome. Okay, Steve, Amy, I'm excited. We just had a brief conversation. You kind of gave me some background on what your offer is, how you're targeting your audience, and who's actually listening to your webinar. So for everybody who's joining in right now, if you're wondering, one thing that I want to talk about real quick in the beginning is webinars are great to sell, but a lot of people don't understand the difference between cold traffic and warm traffic, and sending them straight to a webinar registration page. Amy and Steve promote their webinars, their weekly webinars, to their list, and they also promote it to cold traffic. And Amy is going to explain how, I guess, doing that helps boost their conversions, because she has people on the webinar who they know they're not going to buy, or they may already be members, but I think what she's getting at is it helps with the interaction, because they like their content so much that they join and just want to hear us speak, and they kind of provide some extra morale and support and raving fans to the cold traffic, which might help boost some more buyers. So welcome, guys. I'm not sure who's going to be delivering the presentation, but hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. So I think you guys need to share your screen. I don't see anything yet.
Okay, so I think it would be mine.
Okay, we're doing yours, Amy. Let me go ahead and pass the controls over to you then. Hang on one second. Okay, there we go. Yep, you should have an option coming up for you to display your screen.
Okay.
There we go. We got it.
Terrific. So Steve is going to do the presentation, and I'll move the slides. I know you guys can see the slide little sheet show here, which I would not normally do. Obviously, they can only see the large slide, but I have where I can see all the slides. So as Steve speaks, I pretty much know the presentation by heart, and I move them forward.
Sounds good.
Great. Okay. So this is set up in perfect webinar format, correct?
Sort of.
Okay.
The stacking of the offer is at the end. I believe that's, Steve puts the presentation together. Steve, you want to start?
Yeah, well, where do you want to begin? I first of all want to say I think that what I've realized, I've been doing webinars now for about a week, and I have sent Amy to many courses, and actually had a full day with a VIP day with a well-known social media expert. And last year we had like huge conversion throughout about a couple thousand members into this program, and we worked with a coach, and we were in a totally different with this program we were in. She really helped us see the advantage of taking this to a lifetime membership, and it wasn't really originally my highest income stream, but I wanted to get out of traveling and a lot of live presentations, my kids in high school. And what we've noticed is that I think the number one piece that I've noticed is that we need new traffic. That what has happened through our Facebook ads and our target marketing and interest groups, and we've done a Facebook likes, so we had a lot of conversion happening till about summer. And even diving in, we joined the mastermind group just a couple weeks ago, and I dove into the perfect webinar, and I saw what I really related to was Russell's training or story about him not selling in front of the room, like not having anybody go back to the back of the room, and that what he did was over deliver. And I know as a trainer and a person that has high integrity, I want to give them, my heart wants to give them the most I can possibly give them. And I started realizing I probably over deliver. In fact, I know I over deliver. But this particular training last year, we had probably 3 times the conversion that we had this year. And I did implement the perfect webinar process. But what I know I'm realizing is that last year we did it for an affiliate, and we got a lot of registration. Then we did that for our list, and we probably had a little bit even higher percentages. And what our real focus is to, and this is not in this conversation obviously today, but to actually find a way to get into new congregations and to really take a look at our Facebook ads and our interest marketing, or interest groups, target marketing, and that's the part that Amy does. So I wasn't really, I know you had a cancellation, so we just kind of moved into this, and I have a webinar today in about an hour and 15 minutes. So what I would like to propose is I do probably the beginning of the webinar, and then when I get to the content, maybe cover 1 or 2 aspects of the content, and then go right into the offer. And then that way we can have an opportunity to critique, and the content itself, I don't need to probably spend a lot of time in it. It's just noticing that I've covered his weekly or his perfect webinar process before we get to content, and then made a whole change in the offer. And one thing that I want to say is that I know part of what we're up to is engaging the members to be active in the membership, that it's part of what we notice is that they pop on these webinars and then they get more engaged in the program, and so they're happier with the program. And that ironically last week when I went into the offer, we had several posts in the chat roll from gold members saying, did I get this, or I thought I got everything, or so I totally confused the gold members with my offer because I did it completely different using the stack program process, and they were even confused and didn't even realize all the benefits they had. So I know that eventually it's going to work, and should I just start with my delivery? Is that what you want me to do?
Sure. So what we'll do, Steve, is we'll have you skip over the content. You've got an offer that converts. Your people love you. So I think where it'll be most beneficial today is we'll go through the introduction. Okay. So if we're looking at perfect webinar format, Russell breaks it up into 3 pieces. You've got the intro, the content, and the close. So let's go through. I'll have you do your introduction to me because this is really, really important. And then I'll give you a critique on your introduction, and then we'll go right into the close, and then we'll do a critique on the close. How's that sound?
Beautiful. Okay, sounds great. Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
All right. Welcome everybody to Extreme Holiday Sales, how to generate your highest holiday sales ever, doing what you love to do, really spreading the joy of the holidays to everybody you know, sharing the best of you, sharing your incredible products and offering extraordinary experiences that really leave others saying, wow, that was amazing. I am so excited to bring you this training today, and not only are you going to have your highest November and December sales and profits in your career, did you hear that? Not only are you going to have your highest November and December sales and profits in your career, you're going to realize by the end of the webinar that you can do most of it in your sweats from home. And the greatest part of this program is that you're going to step into a place of service and gratitude. And I can't even express how you're going to feel by implementing a Pay It Forward program. And some of you are so paralyzed about reaching out to others because you don't get a response, or you don't get the results, and you get all this anxiety because you think others are thinking, what do you want, or you have all these assumptions, and all that's diminished because you're going to be focused on a cause. And in the next 60 minutes, you're going to know and learn exactly my system to explode your holiday sales without having to get out there and kill yourself. In fact, all of you are going to receive my Pay It Forward program absolutely free. The outline, you're going to notice it's right there on the same page of our webinar training to download and print. And I know that there are all these distractions around us, but this program that I'm about to share with you could earn you an additional $3,000 to $10,000 just part-time. And if you want to get huge results during the holiday selling season, you don't want to be distracted during a time together. You don't want to miss any one of these crucial steps. So please make a commitment to stay focused. Can you do that? Close out your Facebook, stop checking your email. I want to invite you to turn off your cell phone. Give me your full, complete attention. Step in the moment, get present. Let's do this really, really big, all right? So I know many of you that are listening, you haven't achieved the results that you want. And I can tell you I remember those days. I wish I had a little more time to share with you all the struggles I had. But I'm going to tell you, all of that is about to change. I had many years where I sold $100,000, and I can tell you that if social media would have been what it is today back then, there's no doubt that I'd be selling $150,000 to $200,000 a year personally, over and above my $19 million team that I generated. And I'm going to tell you that I coach now and train many people just like you in direct sales and network marketing that they're earning the income they want. They're leaving their jobs finally. They're having these opportunities to consistently share their business opportunity, and they're building successful teams and experiencing that freedom, the freedom that we all want. And this isn't the first time I've taught on this subject. Last year we had thousands of listeners that shared the results, and the members that I coach and train in my lifetime membership program, they experienced record-breaking sales last year. We had members selling $10,000, $15,000 in November, and then turning around the first 2 weeks of December and selling the same amount because they had all these sales pouring in from this Pay It Forward program. And the best news of all is that if you embrace this program, you're going to amplify your confidence. You're going to build serious momentum. You're going to launch the new year with a calendar full of opportunity. And I want you to imagine that. I mean, imagine what your life is going to be like after you really learn how to consistently generate sales. You learn how to effectively follow up with others. You become a master at approaching others about opportunities, and you consistently get results. Imagine that. Can you see yourself leaving your job and being home with your kids? Imagine them getting off the school bus and you're right there having dinner ready for your husband when he comes home, your spouse, or the bills are paid at the end of the month without paying those minimum payments, or having consistent deposits into your savings account, or just knowing you have the freedom to choose what you want to do with your time because your business is consistent every month. Your override checks from your team continue to grow and grow and grow. I mean, imagine that. What would that be worth? So before we move into the content, I do want to take a moment. I want to welcome all of our gold members who are participating in our webinar training, and I want you to know what an honor it is to be in partnership with you. I'm awestruck by the huge results you're experiencing through your participation in the Protege Gold program. I'm amazed at what you've achieved. I'm amazed at the lives that you're creating, your consistent recruiting, increases in sales, and you're building these successful teams, but most importantly, the confidence to live an empowered life. And I want you to know, if you're a new gold member, what I'm about to share with you today is highlights of a training that's already associated in the lifetime membership program. It's right there in the gold library. The course is called Launching Your Greatest Holiday and New Year Ever, and the course is everything that you need to know about how to explode your holiday sales and begin the year with a full calendar of business. It's truly going to be your roadmap to success. So you're going to hear some information that you've never heard before, and I'm going to tell you it's going to feel real good. You're going to feel really good about an approach that you'll be able to take with people. You're going to want to take action on the material. You're going to want to connect with everybody in your circle of influence as well as your previous customers, and depending on whether you're in direct sales or network marketing, your previous hostesses and guests or distributors. Let me tell you why. Because you're going to learn how to step into a place of gratitude by giving back to a cause that's near and dear to you. And I want you to understand that when you make it about other people and you realize how to approach others in a way that makes your heart sing, you're going to reach out without hesitation. And if you follow the program in its entirety, you're going to explode your November and December sales, and you'll move into the new year with plenty of business. If you're in network marketing, a lot of contacts, you'll sell products, you'll bring in new partners. And my promise to you today is I'm going to give you the most I can possibly give you during our time together. I know many of you are going to want specific details. You'll want more education. I'll give you everything that I can give you in this next about 50 minutes while we're together, and then I'll guide you on how to get more. So let's talk about our objectives. As I was preparing for the webinar, I was realizing we probably have about 3 different objectives, depending on where you're at. For some of you, you're focused on adding parties or online parties to your November and December calendar. Instead of, you know, the sales of those, you might, want more online parties, or you maybe want more online orders. You're really specific about wanting to add business to your calendar. And for some of you, you're focused on creating ways to really increase your November, December sales outside of that party experience through online sales and maybe connecting with the people in your circle of influence. And I'm going to tell you, you don't need to hold a crazy amount of parties or online parties to sell extreme amounts of products when you learn how to leverage what I'm going to share with you today. And some of you, you're network marketing. You want new distributors that join. You want them to continually purchase your product, maybe step into the business as a business builder. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And third, some of you, you're leaders, and your objective is to coach and train your team how to really maximize the holiday selling season. You want to mentor your team how to explode their November and early December sales. We're going to nail it all. And I'm actually going to break down the content for you with 3 separate, what I call success principles that are going to increase your sales. It's definitely going to decrease your time. Whether it's the holiday season or the beginning of the year or the middle of the summer, you're going to realize that these 3 principles work all the time. And I'm also going to cover 7 steps that will guide you on how to specifically create your ideal Pay It Forward campaign. So we'll stop there. And I got to tell you, I just really didn't know I was going to deliver this today. So I'm like psyched up for my webinar at 10:15, which is a totally different subject, and I kind of got the scoop about 5 minutes before the webinar. So here we are.
Cool. Well, okay. So let's if Amy, you can go back to the first slide real quick. And so it's really, really important, and this is also going to tie into like your 3 objectives.
Yeah.
Headlines are by far and away the absolute most important aspect you can do in any sort of content, whether it's blogging or webinars. And this headline is, I'd say it's like 80% of the way there. Okay, extreme holiday sales, how to sell $10,000 to $20,000 in November and December. Okay, it's really clear. It's good. You have tangible results. The one thing that I would do is, I don't know what the problem is that these current people are experiencing. Okay, so like you're giving them a result. I'm going to show you how to sell $10,000 to $20,000 in November and December, but a great way to do headlines like how to get your benefit without common objection or common problems. So like how to sell $10,000 to $20,000 in November and December without being salesy, or without whatever it is that your market currently experiences. Okay, so that would be the first thing, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna really, first of all, resonate with your audience, and it's gonna keep them interested, because if you're hitting on that key pain point, they're gonna be like, yeah, I hate whatever this pain point is, and yes, I'm really looking to remove it. So that transitions right into my next point, where Russell talks about the one big thing, right? His one big thing is usually the headline, and it's usually like, hey, what are you going to show them on this webinar? And it usually is your headline. But there's also something else that he talks about, and it's called the big idea, right? So he doesn't talk about the big idea, but it's what I talk about, which is the big idea. So you've got your one big thing, which is your headline. That's what you're going to show them. But your big idea is what's going to build your tribe. Okay, it's what's going to entice them to start to follow you and just be like, yeah, like this makes sense. Like this is something that I can really latch onto. Okay, it's all about audience building. Okay, so let me give you an example of the difference between your big idea and your one big thing. So your big idea has to give them something that is like an aha moment. So if you watched Russell's Funnel Hacks webinar, okay, I think his big thing, his headline is how to my weird niche funnel, it's currently making me $17,000 a day, whatever it is. He's going to show you what that weird niche funnel is and how he made $17,000 a day. But his big idea is actually that he believes that websites are dying. And so he says it's the death of the website, which that's a huge revolution, okay? That's a huge thing. So it gets people interested in whatever he's talking about. So the one big thing is what's going to draw them to the webinar, but your big idea is what's going to like break their beliefs and rebuild them and get them to follow you. So I want you to really think about what your big idea is. Like, what's your real message? Like, what are you showing them that's different than what they're currently doing? Like, you have this pay it forward program, which I think is what you're teaching them on this webinar. But you got to talk about, what the current problem is that they're facing, what this big shift is that you're going to teach them, this really, really cool thing, and really build that up to get that anticipation and get that excitement up, so they say, wow, this is different, this is unique. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I know
I can hear myself echoing, and I think, you know what? Because I'm in my office, I'm going to leave my office, and now I'm in my coaching room. Okay, that's probably better. All right. Yeah, so I really need to think about what that big idea is, and I hear you saying it's something that brings them pain, and
it doesn't necessarily have to bring them pain. It just needs to. It needs to basically be it's basically kind of like what makes this it's similar to like what makes this presentation different, but it's really your kind of like your catch. Like, what do you believe is happening in the marketplace, and what do you believe will get people more sales, and what is this method? Like, just it's kind of like reframing your message of the pay it forward. It could be something as simple as that. But your big idea really needs to just be like that firm stance that you have, and you're going to be leading this tribe into an awesome way of selling. An awesome way of boosting their $10,000 to $20,000 sales, or boosting their November and December holiday sales. So, like, if you
so it's really huge what he says about websites are dying, and I also, I know it would take a lot of balls just to say that, the live experience is really dying. People really don't want to take the time to go to the live experience. I think the part of that's challenging for me is it's a part of what I really promote in my program, and I have solved, but it doesn't, most people can't get it. They just don't get it, and so they're not able to generate what they want from online business or live business. And I think that I need to think that out. I know that the immediate pain is that what happens is people aren't responding to them, and the reason that the immediate one I get, what's going to draw them in, which I think I covered, but could have covered to a deeper degree, that they're not getting responses, and really they're in their head, and they're kind of vibrating at a lower frequency, and they're not charged up, and they're not seasoned. Many of these people aren't yet seasoned, just like I'm sure many of the people that are in the Ignite program or even in the Mastermind program. They're not necessarily getting those results that they want yet, and that's why they're hiring Russell and in his Ignite program. So what I need to think about is really what's happening in the marketplace that and where I need to break their belief, and I can see where I can carry that message into everything that I do. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that'd be probably one of the biggest things that I think we can work on in your introduction. Your introduction is so critical. It's the most important part. I believe it's the most important part of your webinar, because you need to in this, and it seems like you're doing a good job. Like, don't get me wrong, your introduction wasn't bad at all. It's just how to take it to the next level and get more people to buy into your message and buy into your method. And so, like, if the problem is they're not getting responses, okay, then I would definitely hit on that in your headline, okay? Because that's gonna probably increase your registrations, and it's gonna increase your attendance rate. And you know, it's all about just relating. It's all about just relating to your target audience. So,
and that headline is in the slide in the beginning. That really is right there, and you're talking about the first slide. I missed that. It was
Yep.
The first or second or third slide, right?
Yep. Yeah, the first one says extreme holiday sales, how to sell $10,000 to $20,000 in November and December. The only thing that I would change is I would say without whatever a problem is, without I don't know, whatever one of the main objections is in your.
Yeah. Okay. So that was kind of part of where I went, which I think it's time for people. You know, they can't imagine doing that and having enough time, especially wanting to leave their career and make this their full-time career.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to find a way to, got it.
Cool.
Okay.
So that your big idea is really kind of like what's different, like what's making this different, and that's your message. So yep, I would definitely just try and shape that a little bit better in your introduction.
Thank you.
Now, you talk about a couple of key benefits. You said something about working in your sweats from home. Like if you're eliminating the live aspect, like if that's part of this Pay It Forward program, then I would elaborate that on a little bit more, and really.
It really isn't. It really isn't. It's a part of it. It could be a part of it, but what I was doing there really was getting them to buy into that. Doesn't mean they have to be consistently out live with people.
Okay.
So got it.
Okay. Couple things you did really well. Future pacing was awesome. I think you did a really good job at future pacing. I wouldn't change anything with that. That was really well done and resonated with me.
And by the way, I noticed after watching his webinar that I do it sometimes. Sometimes I don't do it. I didn't have a name for it, and it really helped me see the benefit. Plus, I wasn't. And for everybody to hear this, what I noticed, and ironically, my father-in-law passed away, and so had promoted this thing, and I was in flight out, a red-eye flight, and I just worked through the whole night, studying his work and working on this format. I've already done this before and had huge conversion, but what I realized is that it wasn't about the emotional outcome. I would focus on the result, but not the emotional outcome, which was, leaving that toxic job, being home with their kids, being able to have freedom in their life, and that was something that really helped me in his training.
Yeah, it's really important. I think you do a good job of that. Okay, so we talked about the problem. We talked about future pacing. We talked about your big idea. Let's go, if we can, Amy. Can you go to like the 3 points or the 3 headlines, or like I can't remember what you called it, the 3 objectives maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you call these, what are these, success principles? I see that in the next slide.
Well, that was, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
These are the 3 objectives, but yeah, there's success principles. So this was the cover slide for the first success principle. We did not tell them what they were going to be before. He just mentioned that there were. We don't have a slide that lists what the success principles were.
So your
Should
3
we?
specific objectives are different than your success
Yeah,
principles?
well, the 3 objectives were just, thank you for mentioning that. They were, and I got to tell you, I kind of screwed up on that. Like it didn't actually come out the way that it came out last week. So, but the 3 objectives were identifying with, because although I'm very clear about my avatar, there's 2 distinctly different listeners. Some are in direct sales and they do virtual business and virtual parties and they do live parties, and then some are in network marketing. So I wanted to engage them whether they were in direct sales or network marketing or a leader in either or that wanted a program to help their team generate higher sales during the holiday selling season.
I would highly recommend, highly recommend that you focus on one webinar for one specific avatar.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, your entire message, it just makes it more effective, is what it really does. Because, if you're talking
I did last year, now that I think about it, I really didn't tie in network marketing last year in this. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to, so you said leaders and network marketers, so you've got 2 different avatars, is that correct?
Yep, I do.
So leaders, I would assume, they're probably already self-employed or not.
Oh, they are. They're leading. They have a team, and that would work regardless if it was network marketing or direct sales.
Okay, so I mean,
you're just saying concentrate on one avatar.
Yeah, I mean, because with network marketers, you're probably talking to people who might not necessarily have taken that jump yet, and they're still employed, and they're just kind of on the fence, like, oh.
I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but with leaders, I mean, you can have an entirely different message. They're already self-employed, they're already selling. You're trying to take them to the next level. I mean, again, I'm just spitballing right here, but
You're right, though. Yeah. We actually have a Leadership Ignite webinar, and that's specific for leaders, and I probably don't even have to bring that up in this. I see what you mean. I probably led them into a different path.
Yeah. So that's one critique right there. That might help clear up kind of what it will do is it'll just make your message so much more specific, and you'll be talking directly to that target audience. So let's get back to the presentation real quick, and with this slide that says we have 3 specific objectives. I would make this one objective. Okay, you want them to walk away from this presentation with one thing, and this ties back into your headline. Okay, the one big thing, Russell's one big thing. His one big thing on his webinar is, hey, how my weird niche funnel that's currently making me $17,000 a day, and how you can copy it in 10 minutes. That's what he wants you to learn. Okay, so you want them to learn how to make $10,000 to $20,000 this holiday season. Okay, so I would not have this 3 specific objectives, because I think that might confuse people. And what I would do is either just delete it or just kind of maybe repeat what your objective is, which is the $10,000 to $20,000 in the holiday sales. But then what I would do is I would replace this slide with your 3 specific objectives, and I would make this your introduction to your 3 success principles, if that's kind of what you talk about.
Gotcha.
So you'll see Russell, and you'll see Russell say, okay, the 3 secrets are secret number 1, yada, yada, yada. Secret number 2, yada, yada, yada. Secret number 3, yada, yada, yada. So for you, it's going to be, in order for you to make $10,000 to $20,000 this holiday season, there are 3 things you need to do, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this presentation. And I call them my 3 success principles, okay? And then you recap, you give them a brief overview what your 3 success principles are. And this is where you really need to focus on the headlines again. When you recap, when you preview these 3 success principles, you really need to get them excited, get them attracted, and get them really envisioning what it is that they want to do. So you're probably going to, I mean, we could spend a lot of time building these headlines and and I do, I do I do spend a lot of time with my clients when I build the headlines for them. But it's really, really important. If you look at Russell's presentations, he actually spends a lot of time on that slide talking about those 3 headlines because it's giving them opportunity. It's painting opportunity. It's painting them a simple result, and it's basically just getting them excited. So
You work with clients outside of Russell's program?
I do. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, I'd like to learn more about that.
Okay. So yeah, I mean we can talk about that later. But
Perfect.
getting back to your presentation, I would eliminate your 3 specific objectives and just focus on the one objective. What do you want them to learn at the end of this presentation? And then recap and preview what your 3 success principles are. So
Yeah, so it kind of gets them excited. Here you're saying it gets them excited about the content, that they want to learn more, they know something's coming up, it keeps them engaged,
mm-hmm.
and it helps them see ideal outcome.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Got it.
So you want to show them 3 ways that they can earn $10,000 to $20,000 in holiday sales.
This is where I got a little confused in his, I watched his perfect webinar, and then I actually watched 2 examples of his perfect webinar, and then I studied his book, knowing I'm new to the program. And when he went into the content, I really had a hard time with it seemed abstract, like he would introduce something and it really had a lot to do with pain. So for example, Amy showed the first success principle. I said the greatest way to increase your income is to create short campaigns throughout the year. And then I did address their pain, saying there's this thinking in our industry that you got to do a lot to get a lot, and it's really not true. And when you create a quality campaign and you create these extraordinary experiences, you're going to engage people, and you can do a little and get a lot. And it's the quality versus quantity principle. And then I talked about, I think in his book he calls it, is it story, star, solution.
Star story solution. Yep.
What is it, star?
Yep, star story solution.
Star story,
yep.
Okay. And then I talked about a specific outcome from some of the members that I coach. And so is that when he talks, tell me more about the content and how he uses, I'm not looking at the book right now, but I know I felt a little lost with that. Like he was still tying in pain and challenge in his content to keep them engaged.
Yeah. So the content is basically 3 to 5 key points where you can address their objections without them even knowing that is what you're doing. So his Funnel Hacks webinar, I highly recommend you get a copy of it or find the YouTube link somewhere. But his Funnel Hacks webinar, I think, has done like over $8 million in sales from that webinar alone. I mean, it's a truly brilliant webinar. And me, I've done this for 6 years, so like I really get presentations. I really, really understand the psychology behind it. His 3 things, what they do is, let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
And that was my question to Amy. It was like, okay, can you connect with Russell or Brent, and I need to see an example. I want to see a really good example. If I can study that example, I can figure it out. So, okay, it's Funnel Hack webinar. Got it.
I've got it pulled up right here, and actually, let me try and take over the screen, and I'll pull up the. Here it is. I'll take over. Christian, can you make me the presenter?
I sure can. Hang on one second. Boom, there you go.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you guys can see this.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you look at his recap slide, this is the end of his introduction, and he's about to go into his content. So his 3 secrets are really like 3 major objections or 3 major problems that his customers, that his target audience has, that his avatar has. You know, after he talks about, he introduces this concept of the death of the website and how you really need to build sales funnels and not websites anymore. Now he's talking about funnels. He's talking only about funnels because his presentation is called Funnel Hacks, and he wants to get people into ClickFunnels, and he wants to get them to buy the Funnel Hacks presentation or the Funnel Hacks info product. So everything is kind of tying back to his one big thing. So secret number one is how to ethically steal over $1 million of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. Okay, so he's talking about how this concept of funnel hacking is really, really simple, and it's inexpensive to do, and it's easy to replicate, where they can start making money really, really quickly. So he's talking about that all in secret number one, but his headline is so exciting, right? How to ethically steal over $1 million of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. And he spends a lot of time on this slide because he wants them to get excited. So he'll be like, hey, how are you guys excited? You guys want to learn how to steal over $1 million of funnel hacks from competitors for less than $100? So like he's really just kind of like, he's really focusing on these headlines and just generating the excitement, and his headlines are very well written, and that's what's going to keep him onto the webinar, and it's going to start to paint this picture of this end result that he wants for them. Okay, secret number two, how to clone their proven funnels in less than 10 minutes, okay? And that's all about introducing ClickFunnels, how they can do it so easily, and how his software is so awesome, so simple to use. Okay, so how to clone their proven funnel in less than 10 minutes without a designer, without any techie people. Okay, it's really, really simple to do. And that's another major objection, because these people who want to build websites, they want to build sales funnels. He talks about inside that secret, like how it cost him, I don't know, $25 or $30 or $50,000 to build his supplement funnel because he had to hire a copywriter, he had to hire a web designer, the whole 9 yards. He's just going over all of their pains, Okay. Then he goes on to secret number three, how to get their same customers to start coming to your website instead. Because now he's talking about traffic, another major issue that they have, another major problem that they have. Okay, how to get traffic to their website and basically start going through your funnel instead of their competitor's funnel. Okay, so is that making sense? Like how he's taking those headlines and he's anchoring everything in that headline around his one big thing and his big idea.
Absolutely.
The death of the website. So that's why these three secrets are so important, and the headlines are so critical, because it helps kind of convey that message of the end result that you want for them.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, yep, no problem. So, so that's the best I can give you without going into the content, because I know we're going to skip over the content and go to the close.
Sure.
But make sure you take some time and just really focus on your headlines of your one big thing and your three secrets, and I think you'll do well. So let's go ahead.
His funnel hack webinar is on YouTube, obviously, right? So
yeah, this is an old one. I actually stole it from. I didn't steal it, but I think I went to like Funnel Hacks, one of his auto webinars, and I found the YouTube link, and so yeah, there's going to be a recording of this. So I think if you can just go back and watch the recording, you'll be able to get this URL, or I can send it to you guys.
Yeah, or I can reach out to Kelsey or Brent. Sure.
Yeah. Get it from them somewhere. So
perfect. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So I guess I don't know how to give the controls back, but Christian, why don't you send the controls back to Amy, and we'll go through the close now.
All right, sounds good. Okay, Amy, it's all yours.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so I transitioned from the content, and this is where I kind of pull my gold members in, so they kind of wonder maybe what this whole program's about, and I just say, okay, so I want to remind all of our brand new gold members that are watching the training today that all of the scripts and the customized Pay It Forward documents are already designed for you. The Pay It Forward sample flyer, the invitation, the recommendation certificate, everything is done for you. And I really want you to commit to completing the course that we offer, launching your greatest holiday and New Year ever, by the end of October. And we have one more success principle left, and we're going to talk about language and scripts in a bit. I've got a bonus tip on how to design your ideal props, but first, I really want to check in with you. And my hope is that you're realizing at this point that when you amplify your belief and you have the ideal training and you have the ideal support and you get out of your story and you get into action, there's nothing that can stop you from creating your ideal outcome. And if you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling challenged with your business, here's the good news. You're most likely ready for change. So I want you to stop and acknowledge yourself. You showed up, and I can tell you when I think back at the times in my life when I had achieved something outstanding, I can clearly notice some kind of challenge or strong frustration that happened to me prior to that success. It was almost like that was the catalyst that brought me to some sort of commitment. Do you often feel exhausted and overwhelmed with the thought of having to constantly make connections online to generate sales or to reach out to people, to schedule events or replace parties in your calendar? And what you deep down want is you want to create a funnel that converts to online sales and new parties and online parties or maybe even new team members. I know that many of you work full-time, you struggle with the guilt of having to give time to your business, but deep down, you know you don't have enough time for you and your family, but the bills are piling up, and you just want to be of integrity with your bills. And you want to figure out how to build your business, work your full-time job, take care of your family, maybe eventually dump the job, hire things out, like the housekeeper and the lawn control person and the personal assistant. And some of you, do you find yourself thinking, I've tried everything? You don't really know what you're doing wrong. You want huge results. You want to increase your income. You want to build a strong personal business. But you want to do that without killing yourself or ignoring what really matters in your life. And some of you, you really want to help others. You want to create your own strong economy. You know what I mean. You want to build a team of successful reps. You want to mentor them to success, and you want to earn excellent commissions by leading others to success. But deep down, you can't even imagine adding one more thing to your calendar. Well, what if you became so focused on the priorities and the activities that brought you success, and you learned best practices that ensured extraordinary experiences for others, meaning you learn how to take my practices and mold them to work for you. You followed the same blueprint that's worked for thousands of direct sellers and network marketers. So during our time together, you know, we've discovered what you really want and why it's important to you. We've discussed how to create campaigns that will increase your income and they'll save you time, and then how to leverage your time by really following a proven system that works. I have been training a small aspect of my 4-part series called Launching Your Greatest Holiday New Year Ever course, and I got to tell you, I was blown away over the results that hundreds of our members experienced last year. I coach a few thousand people just like you in Lifeline's Protege Gold program, and I got to tell you, it was crazy last year hearing about their record-breaking sales months in November and December, and we had gold members selling $10,000 and $15,000 in November, and then turning around the first 2 weeks of December and selling another $10,000 to $15,000, because all of this effort from this Pay It Forward program, started pouring in to their sales for last-minute Christmas delivery. And right now, you have an opportunity to receive my entire blueprint so that you can experience your highest November, December sales and profits and your history of being in business, and launch the new year with huge sales. And the Pay It Forward program is really just the beginning of what I have to offer you. You're not going to believe what I have to offer you. The first profitable program we have for you is the Launching Your Greatest Holiday and New Year Ever course. It's a 4-part complete online audio series to explode your holiday selling season and launch a new year, plus the transcripts of each training, all my scripts. The assignments are your map to your ideal outcome, and you're going to receive every document to launch your Pay It Forward program, the recommendation certificate, the Pay It Forward flyer. You're seeing that all on the screen, plus 2 bonus recordings on how to host a stellar holiday VIP celebration party, which we talked about in the content. And then I have 3 additional bonus webinars for you. The Holiday Sales Secrets webinar, the Last Minute Holiday Sales, and how to explode your December over the top, plus a bonus course called Launching Your New Year with an Ideal Personal Business and Income. It's a $297 value. You know, my mission really is to help you create your own strong economy. I want you to live a life of abundance, a life of freedom and vitality. Most of all, to grow into your greatest capacity. I want to help you challenge through your adversities and conquer your dreams. And I've designed a program for you on how to build a successful business, how to leverage your time, how to create your own reality. And the second profitable program, it consists of 8 additional courses. Yes, 8 additional courses that you can do at your own pace. Courses on how to increase your income, how to leverage your time, how to attract high-quality customers, hostesses, online parties, social media secrets, big profits online. My most popular course, my 30-day Recruiting Mastery Bootcamp, a course on self-esteem, and this course that's impacted thousands of people's lives, choice management, taking charge of your life, time, and business. And those 8 additional online self-paced courses are valued at over $2,600. Your third profitable program includes an entire complimentary resource library with free shareable video, audio, and document training to build your team. This alone is worth everything, and I'll tell you why, because anytime you purchase an online course or membership program, you can't really share that with your team. And what I've created with our team is an entire resource library to best support your team, and that's a $495 value. So what if we partnered together? What if you allowed me, our team, our staff of coaches, my community to support you, especially in the areas of your business that aren't working for you right now? We have an amazing private community to network, share ideas, to get support from other like-minded direct sales professionals that are at the top of their game. And if you don't feel you have the support with an upline leader, this could be the very thing that breaks through the blocks that have separated you from the success that you're so worthy of experiencing. And when you have a community of like-minded souls, success happens. So your fourth profitable program is this private Facebook community valued at $195. So not only going to receive my 4-part series, Launching Your Greatest Holiday and New Year Ever course, with the 4 audios, transcripts, all the scripts, you're going to receive 8 more courses. Those same courses I use with my clients who rank top 10 company-wide in personal sales and personal recruiting and organizational sales. And you're also going to receive my complimentary resource library, the top quality resources to develop your team members, and this whole package values at over $3,500. And if that's not enough, for those of you that decide to join, I want to give you 3 bonuses. And the first bonus is the lifetime access to my Direct Sales University. I have several audio programs and books that I've created that they're really short trainings of my best quick training, and you can use this to build your team. And the second bonus I'd like to offer you is a lifetime access to my monthly group Q&A forum forever. And I love our private community. We have a monthly virtual live group coaching forum in my office. It's an opportunity to support this community on any of the courses or any challenge they might be faced with, or a goal that they want to achieve. We often have guest speakers. We say it's an hour. We're usually about 90 minutes. A lot of fun, and the breakthroughs and the transformation is just amazing. And the last bonus is your very own lifetime gold membership, and it's really priceless. I want you to know that whether you want a quality life, or you want greater abundance, or you want more freedom to create the life that you want, or you want to build a strong personal business, or you're a leader and you want to develop rock stars, whatever your heart's desire, I will tell you the Protege Gold program might just be your answer. And for those of you that may not know about Lifeline's Protege program, let me tell you, it's the best of what we offer all in one place. And the best part about this program is that you become a premier client. We have an amazing team at your service. You receive a lifetime membership. You receive full access to the program, the library, the community forever. Long after you pay for it, you receive full access. That just means that everything that we've offered you and more added courses, updated courses, tools added to the program are yours forever, plus an entire section on free resources. I know that one of the decisions I've made in my life and that I see other successful people make in this industry and all industries is they search for the right resources and the right education that guarantees their success. Successful people leverage their time by not having to figure it all out. Karen Rowe, she is a member of Lifeline's Protege program. I am amazed at all the transformation that's occurred in her life. She has really embraced the philosophy and the practices and the principles taught in the GO program. When our staff interviewed her about her success, she said, I learned to connect with people in a deeper way. All my programs that I offer are extraordinary. And Karen went on to say that she knew she'd learn a lot about direct sales, but didn't realize how the program would transform her life. Vicki is an amazing person who's participated full out in the Go Protege Gold program. She's built an amazing team. She's earned several travel trips and company awards. And when she joined the Go program, she had experienced a big loss in her life. And she was looking for some program to evolve herself, to evolve her thinking, to build her business. Her outcome has been amazing. She's learned how to really be present in all that she does, and she has really created some extraordinary outcomes. So your entire Pay It Forward program includes, first, the launching your greatest holiday New Year ever course, and second, the 8 additional online courses, the complimentary resource library, and also the private Facebook community. And your 3 bonuses consist of the Direct Sales University, my monthly Q&A forum, and your very own lifetime Protege Gold membership, a value of over $4,300. So, and then I kind of lead into, I just invite Amy to show them how to register. I say something, I know I'm kind of running out of time here, but I say, and I feel like I'm just not in my groove, man. I just, I feel like I was really put on the spot to do this today because I wasn't really prepared. But Amy leads into, you want to go take it from there, you kind of lead into the offer, and why don't you tell them what you say?
Okay, well today there are 3 options. You can see on your screen there are 3 options, 12 payments of $47, 4 payments of $99, or 1 payment of $370. You're going to click on the Go for Gold button underneath the chat box, and it will bring you right to the specially priced offer that is for a limited time. We generally have a countdown going on there. You can see your 3 payment options and click whichever payment option that you would like. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. And fill out the form on the next page. What's going to happen is when you click to finalize your order, don't hit your back arrow or you might get charged twice. If you do, I'll take care of it for you. But what you don't want to miss is this screen right here. So after you finalize your purchase, you're going to fill out your new member registration, and then you'll be in the Protege library. So if you want to just keep that window open and come back and listen to the rest of the webinar, but when you go back to it, I just want to point out that the first bullet point is the start here. It has your welcome video, orientation audio, and library tour. Really important you get a bird's eye view of what you've just purchased and what you have going for you as a member of the Gold Protege.
So are you just giving them instructions from this point on?
Instructions, yeah, because a lot of times they buy it and they don't come back to it and then they get confused. So I just want to let them know they're in right away. And I encourage them to join our Facebook member community like right away as well.
You know, I wanted to say I'm getting a lot out of this today, and I really want you to hit me strong for the next 10 minutes because I really want, I love mastery, and I'm just for everyone listening, like I'm realizing the process I go through before I do this. So I did not, I knew 5 minutes before this that I was doing this presentation. And I get it, someone canceled, we kind of communicated through email. I had a big day yesterday. And I'm realizing it is so important the process you go through. Well, for me personally, before I deliver a webinar, I meditate, I get into that space. I know I feel authentic, and I can even see in my daytime conversion versus my night sometimes. If I booked my afternoon really full and then I step into a webinar, I am just not at that higher percentage that I was in the morning. That there's a process we got to go through to really dive into that material and be authentic and real and engaging. But I want to know what I need to change.
Yeah.
So this was so different than my offer before, and I tried this whole stacking thing. And what do you see that we need to change? And it's almost feeling too long now that I've done it. You know, this would be the third time that I've actually done it.
I think right now length is okay. You mentioned earlier that you had some people who were confused if they were in the gold program, they didn't know if they got it, if they were getting whatever they were getting. Let's go back to the start of your stack.
Absolutely.
And okay, so we got about what, 8 minutes left before we
we're cool. About
okay,
8.
cool. So then
10.
couple of key bullet points then. I think that it could be clarified a little bit better. As I was listening, I was getting a little confused with programs versus courses versus how many courses I was getting, how many programs I was getting. You know, like we talk about the first profitable program, then there's like 3 or 4 more. What I would do is somehow clarify that. Like, can we scroll through a couple slides? I want to recap and refresh my memory. Okay, so you go the first. Yep. Just you can go fast if you want. Just kind of thumb through them. Okay, so the first profitable program, then you're getting 3 bonus webinars, then you're getting the second profitable program and 9 self-paced e-courses and a third program and a fourth program, which is I mean, it was just a little confusing for me, you know. So, and then you go through. All right,
maybe
let's stop
overstacking, right?
Yeah. So here's the first recap of what you do, right? So you go through and you say, okay, you're going to get four profitable programs, and you go through each one, and then you do this recap. Okay, so what I would do is I would actually have a recap after each program. Okay, so I'd say first profitable program, here are the benefits, here are the pains, here's the pains that it solves. Boom, this is worth $297. So I'd hit a recap here. Then I'd go through the second profitable program, which is 8 courses, I guess, and I would go through that, and then I would recap it again. Okay, so now we got a $297 value for your first profitable program. Then you've got your second profitable program, which is $2,600 value, and total value is $2,897. Okay, then go through, introduce your third program, recap it again, then your fourth program, recap it, and then recap it again. So your total value is over $3,587. So what I would do here is, because you're giving them a lot here, okay, you're giving them a lot and it doesn't cost a whole lot for them to join. So right now, I would consider introducing the price. And I would say, hey, listen, if all this did was allow you to quit your job or whatever it is, if all this did was allow you to finally take
I didn't go into it. I do it after her offer, just know that, but you would bring that up. You would bring that up earlier, right? So I wait till she goes through it.
Yeah. So because what you're doing in your prospect's mind is you're convincing them and you're showing them your real value. Okay, you're getting a true real world value of $3,587. Okay, if all this did was blah 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 blah, would it be worth it? So you go through that. If all this did, would it be worth it? And then you introduce the price. Hey, it's not going to cost $3,587. In fact, you can get started for just one payment of $47 or whatever it is. And then you introduce your price here. And then after that, you give them the bonuses. So they're already sold on the program and say, holy cow, there's a ton of value, and it's only $47 or $97 or whatever it is. Okay, so you introduce the price here, and then after that, you say, but I want to give you guys, because you guys are awesome, because you guys are special, I want to give you some more bonuses. Okay, then you go through bonus number 1. This is valued at $500. Bonus number 2, valued at $500. Bonus number 3, whatever it is. So you introduce the price here, and then you say, by the way, for everyone who's on this webinar right now, I want to give you very special bonuses. So this is really now your chance to implement those time-sensitive bonuses. And you really want to do that after you introduce the price, because if you build that value up high enough in the beginning, they're already going to believe you that this is worth their time.
So I'm hearing you say, and you're very good at what you do, and I think it's amazing that you can articulate someone else's entire program in this short amount of time and process that and give good feedback. I know really that third bonus is the program, and so I'm hearing you say that I should probably have 5 profitable programs, and I need to talk about the gold program, because that's really everything falls under that umbrella. And then if I had, then like Russell said, throw out one, all I remember him saying is that your last bonus is the very last thing they're going to remember. So that's why I kind of made the lifetime Protege Gold membership their last bonus, because that's what they would remember. And it's the same thing. I'm just maybe tying that in earlier, and you're customizing this for us. So like make that the 5th profitable program, the gold program, and then go into if all this did was XYZ, and then share the process of how they register, which is Amy, and then after she's done, throw into more bonuses. Is that what you're saying?
So the ultimate goal of this is to get them into the gold program, right? That's
correct.
That's what you want to push, but you're introducing it as a bonus. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that's how I try. That's how I did it.
I mean, right. That's not how I would do it, but it's working for you. So
not necessarily, maybe not to the degree. What would you suggest?
I mean, I would lead off with it. I would say, like, hey, we want to introduce you to our gold program, and then maybe make everything else a webinar bonus. We want to be, if your ultimate goal is to push people into this gold membership program, I mean, that should be the core offer, and then everything else is just kind of supplemental to what you're offering them. Like, it should be the first, in my opinion, it should be the first thing that you give them. So,
right.
Like the offer, I mean, hey,
It always has been. It has been up until now, and I think what I'm learning here is that what we haven't covered, what I didn't do, I felt like I was overselling if I went too much into my offer, so I really just highlighted in the delivery, the offer, what they were getting, but I didn't show an individual value. We never showed an individual value. We just talked about the $5,300 value of the gold program, but I would skim over the Facebook community and skim over the complimentary resource. I mean, it would be just one sentence. I didn't necessarily break it down. So I hear you saying lead in with the gold program and probably and then cover those programs individually.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, so it's. I know we gotta hop off, but what I would normally do is this is kind of like where you tie everything back to what it is in your one big thing, okay? Because if you're focusing on holiday selling, maybe I would, if this is the title of your webinar, maybe I would say, hey, I'm going to give you, the gold membership, and then we're going to introduce, and then maybe like right away you say, and because we're talking about holiday selling, I'm going to give you the first profitable program or whatever it is, the Launch Your Greatest Holiday and New Year Ever course. Okay, so I'm going to give that to you because we're right in the heat of that moment right now. So maybe those are the first 2 things that you focus on, and then introduce webinar bonuses, which are, bonus number 2, 3, 4, and everything else. Okay, so you basically give them the offer of the gold membership, which is really not a high ticket offer. Like, I think you should be doing very well on this, and make everything else kind of like supplemental bonuses, like fast action bonuses, and because you're on the webinar today, like because you're special, this is what I want to offer you. Now, the other thing that I want to leave you with is I would highly suggest not doing 3 options for payment. I don't know if you've tested that before, but you know, I just don't see there is a huge gap between $47 and $97.
Right.
So maybe I would drop that $47 and really push people into either the 4 payment plan or the one-time payment plan. Because I know you mentioned before that you had a bunch of people who wouldn't finish the payment over the course of
Yeah,
the...
not necessarily. You know, I work with a whole different division on that, and I get statistics on that. And but yeah, if they're going to fall out, it's going to be the 12 payment, and it's not. We have a really good follow-up program and billing department. But you're right. You know, I remember Russell talking a little bit about that, and that they're not engaged in the 5th or 6th month. They get that bill, and they're thinking, oh God, I can't believe I'm paying for this still.
Yeah. So, so I would just consider that. It's up to you. I mean, you've got stats on it, so that's completely your call. But you know, 3 options for payment seems a little overkill for me, and I would probably focus on your 2 most profitable, wherever you're making the most money.
I'd love an opportunity to talk to you about working with you individually, and if you can just shoot us an email and let us know how we can find you, or lead Brent or Christian to us so we can connect. I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I've got somebody's email. Well, I was tagged on it earlier today, so I'll shoot you a message. And
thank you.
Good luck in your webinar today.
And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, and this is a great program. I've been in many, and it's a phenomenal program. I'm very impressed. Appreciate you.
No sweat. Christian, you want to...
Fantastic. Absolutely. Well, hey, Steve and Amy, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Very, very well done. And Joel, thank you so much, as always, for coming out and sharing your fantastic wisdom about these presentations. Always means a lot to us. So, all right, everybody. Hey, thank you all so much out there for joining us. We have a webinar a little bit later on today at about 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So jump on that if you can. And then also be sure to go back into your Ignite members area under the Ignite calendar section to get registered for the rest of the events for this week. So again, thank you all so much. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we will see you soon.